Today I'm going to tell you about the 5 things you must know about living in downtown Pittsburgh. Are you ready? Let's make it happen. Before I give you the first thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and you got to make sure you tap the bell so you get all notifications. So anytime I get a video up, and I'm doing at least 2 a week, you're going to get notified right to your app or your inbox. All right. Let's get started. So the number one thing I want you to know is public transportation. The Port Authority of Allegheny County offers bus, light rail, incline, and paratransit service to roughly 230,000 riders daily. So Pittsburgh's bus and T-line are what they call pay as you enter. So as you enter the bus or the transit, you will pay right there. Roughly 676 buses operate daily all year round with nearly 7,000 stops around Allegheny County. Riders pay around $2.50 one way with a Connect card, or about $2.75 cash. Connect card is obviously something you get directly from the Port Authority, and we also have this on the Turnpike too. You can replenish the money online, so you don't have to carry cash or any money at all, really. Okay, some interesting things I think you need to know about is there are 97 bus routes, all searchable via their online schedule finder tool, which is pretty cool. Yes, paper schedules still do exist, but they might be a little bit harder to find than online stuff. Alerts are on their website, and you can get true time to text for construction, inclement weather, traffic delays, and bus route detours, so up to the minute, which is pretty cool. Accessibility is great for wheelchairs on the light rail, bus, and inclines. Bicycles can also be put on front of most buses that I've seen, and you can definitely bring them on the incline. I personally have taken a bicycle up and down on the incline. Of course, I don't think there's any rule, but if it's a full car, I would usually stay back and let all the other people go because I'm kind of bulky with my bike, but it's really not that hard. I mean, when you get in the cart, there's seating in a square, and then the bike is just in the middle, and I've been in there actually with a full cart too, where I'm just holding the bike, and everybody seems to understand. Is pretty nice about it. All right, the number 2 thing I want you to know about living in downtown Pittsburgh is the views. You can get incredible views from different restaurants, or if you live in a condo or a house up there, down of the city, because the city is obviously off the mountain, living on Mount Washington. And Mount Washington is pretty long. It's got to be about a mile and a quarter, mile and a half long stretch of views down there. Now there's also the north side. I've been in some properties over there that are building 40 feet high and on rooftop decks, and you could see obviously a different angle. So like Mount Washington would be here, the north side would be here, and then like the city being between there. So you could see Mount Washington. Obviously, you know, if you're on Mount Washington, you want to be able to see Mount Washington. So views from the north side are amazing because you get to see the city, and then you can see Mount Washington. Amazing. I've actually a lot of people that relocate in that are watching my videos and getting great information regarding the views, taxes, bus stops, and stuff like that. So again, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. So, you know, you might be thinking, if I'm in the city, I am the view. Well, I mean, that is true, but you can still have amazing views if you are in the city, provided there's not a building blocking your view. So there are views from the windows of condos down there, rooftop deck views. You can see the north side. There's one condo building, Gateway Towers, which I've represented a couple of buyers and sellers in. Depends what side you're on the Gateway Towers. You can see down into the stadium. I mean, you can see the river and then down into the stadium, which is pretty cool. And there's a couple other buildings you can do that from as well. I mean, can you imagine a baseball game going on, and I mean, you're just sitting there maybe with binoculars or a telescope or something like that, watching the game. Pretty cool stuff. Very many views other than Mount Washington north side and downtown. There might be a couple here and there from different areas, but they're few and far between when it comes to residential. Actually, Picasso wanted to say hi. You want to say hi? My little Frenchie wanted to say hi to you guys. He's always wondering why I'm in this green room doing videos, so he's kind of noisy. So if you hear me doing it, stop it. If you hear me doing videos and you hear that grunting noise, that's this dude here down at my feet. The number 3 thing I want you to know about downtown Pittsburgh is size. Pittsburgh is, I would call it, a big little city or a little big city. Depends how you look at it. I'm downtown a lot, driving for appointments, biking, jogging, walking, and you can get from one side of the city all the way to the other side of the city in, depends what you're doing, an hour. Unlike cities like New York City I've been to, and some other big cities where, you might not be able to get to the other end of the town. So Pittsburgh is actually 58 square miles, and according to the 2010 census, it's census time. Make sure the time I'm recording this video, it's census time. There's commercials all over the place. I filled out my census form. It doesn't take long. Do it online. If you don't fill out the census, the numbers I'm giving you on these videos are going to be wrong. According to the 2010 census, Pittsburgh is America's 56th largest city. We are in the same categories as cities like Cleveland, Columbus, Wichita, Nashville, Tulsa, and Anaheim. Out of all those cities, including Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is probably the one you've actually heard of, or you hear of the most, unless of course you live in one of those cities. All beautiful cities, by the way. There is just over 2 million people in the greater Pittsburgh region. Ranked by population, we're the 27th in the Eastern time zone. Limiting our sizes is going to be things like rivers. If you look on a map, you'll see the confluence, Point State Park, where the fountain is. Those rivers kind of limit our size, and hills. Pittsburgh is super hilly, as you're going to see in one of my other videos about the South Side slopes. So those two things really limit the ability to grow and navigate and transport stuff, etc. Although I just saw that Amazon it's got approved legally for drones to drop packages off. So maybe we'll grow even bigger. The hills of Pittsburgh was actually once a river basin, so we are not actually, we call it hills. We're not actually on a hill, we're actually down in a valley. We were like an ocean bed, so to speak, and as the water eroded, it eroded down. This is before dinosaurs even. So the number 4 thing I want you to know about living in downtown Pittsburgh isn't just to the downtown Pittsburgh area, it's Pittsburgh in general, is taxes. I probably shouldn't do that in today's day and age, sorry. So we have something called an earned income tax, and that's the residents of Pittsburgh pay a flat city income rate of 3% of your earned income, in addition to the Pittsburgh income tax and the federal income tax. Now, non-residents who work in Pittsburgh pay a local income tax of 1%, which is 2% lower than the local income tax paid by residents. We also have something called an RTT. This is the real estate transfer tax. Now, every time a residential piece of real estate sells, they're in the city of Pittsburgh, the city limits, the Pittsburgh School District, there is a 5% tax. It was recently just raised to 5% tax that has to be paid to the city of Pittsburgh. It gets split directly in half, so each party pays 2.5% of the sales price, which, depending on the size of the house, is pretty significant. Now, breaking that 5% down, 1% goes to the state, 3% goes to our lovely city of Pittsburgh, and 1% goes to the city schools. Now, I live in downtown Pittsburgh technically, and I say this all the time on my social media when I'm out. I take advantage of everything the city has to offer because I'm paying a high earned income tax and a real estate transfer tax and taxes on my condo. So if there's an event for free, I'm going. If there's parking, fireworks, regatta, I don't care, I'm going, because the hard-earned money that I make from doing these videos and selling real estate to out-of-town buyers just like you goes to the city of Pittsburgh. So I'm going to enjoy it. You enjoy it too. It's really worth it. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is real estate taxes. The tax rate is expressed as a percentage of the average estimated market value in any geographic area. So there is a national effective tax rate, which is 1.17%. Now, Allegheny County, which is where Pittsburgh falls in, is 1.92%. So obviously higher than the national average. In the state of Pennsylvania, which obviously Pittsburgh is in, is 2.02. So Allegheny County, where I live in Pittsburgh, and you will be living more than likely, is under the state average of 2.02, which is actually the 6th highest in the nation. All right, so we are almost done, but the last one, I saved the best for last. So make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell. So the 5th thing I want you to know about downtown Pittsburgh is entertainment, things to do. This is one of the reasons why I moved, and a lot of people moved to Pittsburgh, is we find ourselves living in the suburbs, driving downtown for opera, ballet, sports, water events, arts festival, whatever. So I'm going to go over just a couple things that are pretty big in the entertainment field. All right, so the first thing is sports. Now, I've already talked this to death pretty much in some of my other videos. We have professional football, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the original football teams around. Pittsburgh Pirates, one of the original baseball teams around. Don't expect too many championships from those guys anytime soon. Pittsburgh Penguins, again, professional hockey, been around for just about forever. Then we have a lot of collegiate sports as well, like University of Pitt, Duquesne University as well. They have different hockey, basketball, football, track, and stuff like that. So one of the big things in entertainment is opera. The headquarters is located at 2425 Liberty Avenue, which was once, interestingly enough, George Westinghouse's Break Factory. Make sure you check out their social media. They have a pretty robust Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube that stays pretty updated. It's pretty entertaining if you're into opera. Performances are given at the Benedum Center, which is a brick and mortar structure where the ballet actually goes to. Benedum Center for the Performing Arts. It's formerly known as the Stanley Theater, depending on your age. You might be like, where's the Benedum? But if I said Stanley Theater, you'd understand. It's actually a concert and theater hall located in our Pittsburgh's cultural district, and ironically enough, is owned by the Cultural Trust. The building itself, the Benedum Center, holds about 2,800 people. It only has one screen, but I think you can also rent that out for weddings and big events like that as well. Another place that the opera might perform is called Kappa, which is right around the corner. It's Pittsburgh Creative and Performing Arts School. The next thing of entertainment that we have ballet. We do have a ballet. It's located in the Strip District, and it offers performances from the Nutcracker to Alice in Wonderland. Sensory-friendly performances. It's for people with autism spectrum disorder, sensory sensitivities, and other needs. So the PBT, which is the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, has a wide range of accessibility services at the theater, such as braille and large print programs, listening devices, audio descriptions, closed captions, sign language, and audio program notes. Now the Byam, which is a theater where some of the ballet is performed, offers dance for Parkinson's, adaptive dance, children's scholarship program, and it's also in the community, bringing ballet to neighborhoods, schools, and community centers. So the ballet is pretty big in Pittsburgh, you'll see, and it's a great activity all year round, but especially whenever it gets cold, which it is definitely cold in December and January and February, to go to those indoor type events.